Max's Joel. You can see why shorter irons were pretty good, but the driver was slicing quite a bit. Right. Again, 7, 8, 9 irons wedges with that swing, that downswing there can go fairly straight and fairly strong, but you get into the longer irons and fairway woods and driver, that thing's going to definitely be slicing. So you want to get out of that as quickly as you can. You can even see it from this angle, Max. Now your arms there are not as extended as they've been at times. I mean, they're not terrible. They're sure a lot better than they used to be. Then you have no wrist hinge there because if you'd been releasing the club at all, you'd have been hitting full hooks. So it's taking off your distance in that vein also. It's a very stiff wrist with your impact, keeping the face open. Here's the new blue. Much better. Not perfect, still much better. Interestingly, your hands started releasing reactively much better. Look at that, but hugely better. That's, again, going to result in a lot more power instead of this straight arm flick here with no wrist rehinge in your follow through. Hugely different there. Much more powerful looking on the left there. Max. Much more powerful looking. And you know that, man. You have hit a mile and you've been like that. Like in the fall to the winter at times, man, just hitting it an absolute mile. And you're doing that and straighter with the longer clubs instead of fighting that slice. Beautiful. Much better look for impact there with your hands and arms and wrists. So again, you felt like you're swinging 8 miles out to the right, and you still had more room to go that way on all the rest of these swings. See how it's gradually getting better as you went through the lesson. There you go, buddy. And that's good looking. So much better now. You have spring break this week. That one's not as good as it. See, the ball got there and it got worse. More above it. You see that thing just a little right of the shaft in the wall there. So again, that would be decent out on the course, but man, by the time you get that longer club, it's not going to be good. Same thing there with the balls are good. Not as good. That was weak, right? Starting with the right weak, that's not starting with the right strong, that's starting with the right weak. Now that would be strong, that would be starting with the right, much stronger. And then this one, that's the one again where you're so accustomed the last few weeks apparently, leaving that face open. See how the face is going straight up in the air. Even though you got it on plane better, that would have stayed to the right. Whereas this one, remember, on plane, starting to the right, and look how much more closed the face is over there. This is the one where now you turned your hands over. Yeah, there you go, buddy. Now the face is closed. Whereas the two previous, when you're finished, you're so accustomed leaving the face open. Look how open that face is up there in your finish. It's never really turned over. That would stay to the right and be weak. Whereas this one over here, okay, you start to the right, be your good strong draw that you can hit. And then the driver is the same thing. No real difference in the swing, bud. You want these same principles applying. That would be weak to the right. Again, no real wrist hinge there in your follow through. All steeping slice there, man. Same thing there. So you have several more days of spring break left, man. I'm sure you'll be getting a great buddy in the spring break here in the next 2 days. Thanks, Max. Sure good to see you, man. Hope you get out to Teddy.
Okay, Cal. We're going to test your stability to record. Let's have you do a single leg stand. See what the figures show. Bring your knee up a little higher. There you go. Hold that. What the machine is testing is stability. It's looking at your hips, it's looking at your side bend, it's also looking at your upper body. Everything should be perfectly level. As you see, you're struggling a little bit. What we normally see with a lot of our athletes is we see this type of motion, and as you can see, figure turns red, comes totally out of his normal position that he should be in. And the K trainer will pick up everything of any faulty movement that he's performing. So it can be an educational tool also. Now let's switch legs and see what it looks like. This is what we see in a lot of athletes. One side's a little asymmetrical compared to the other. He struggles a little bit with this side. And the K trainer doesn't lie.
This is Joel Suggs. I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend and showing you your swing on the 2D equipment that I have. And so I want to take about 2 or 3 minutes to just show you around Meadowlinks. This is the studio I use in the winter for all my students. You see there's the down-the-line camera angle for our 2D equipment. And then we have the face-on camera angle also. And then what we also have here is 3D equipment to where I can show you your swing from 6 different camera angles with this 3D equipment. And we can get your swing from down to the 1/120th of a second in terms of exactly what your hips, shoulders, and hands are doing in the swing. And then also, I have the most realistic hitting curve I've ever seen from puttersedge.com. So when you hit your full shots, it feels as realistic as possible. And then I have 3 different green speeds for you to practice your putting. 9.5 on the step meter, 10.5 on the step meter, and 12.5 on the step meter. That's benefited my students tremendously. And then also I have a lot of learning aids like this Smart Stick. You can see the rest of those learning aids over here in my bag that we can work on to help you learn the certain fields in your golf swing that you and I both want. And then also I help my students a lot with their equipment through the winter. This is a frequency analyzer where we twang your club and it gives us a reading here. And then also we plot your whole set, each club on these lines to see if the set is really matched or not. Quite often they aren't, and it helps my students tremendously when they find out what clubs are the offending clubs. And then if we get tired of being indoors and we want to go outdoors and hit some, we can do that. It's my daughter. Ellie, good to see you. I haven't seen her in weeks. No wonder you've been gone, Ellie. You've been out here playing in the snow all this time. But this is our natural turf area. This is closed until April, as you can see, but it's a fantastic area where we can step outside and hit some balls and get some real ball flight. Or, if we get pretty satisfied and things are looking better on the video here, we're kind of cooped up inside and want to go outside, we can step on out and hit balls and see real ball flight for about 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, however long you and I can stand the cold, out into the air, and we see them land at these different flags. I have a yardage book for this driving range. It's the first one I've ever seen in my life where we know exactly what it is with the front, back, and middle of each green. And again, the covered area here is heated, so we stay out there for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, like I said. It enables us to see some ball flight, and then we get satisfied that things are looking the way we want, and we come back inside, take off our coat, and look again at the video equipment to see how your swing's looking, to make sure that you understand it. And then notice too, my exercise ball up top here, and then also, so I help my students a lot with their fitness through the winter, and then I will help you also with your sports psychology, with your golf psychology from the golfpsych.com people down in Texas. That's helped my students tremendously a lot over the years too. So again, I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend. I look forward to seeing you again out here this summer at Meadowlinks, or even right now in the winter. I have a lot of people that work on their games with me right through the winter. Check out more information about the things I do to help you at joelsuggs.com. Take care.